as this, look at this, it's just chock full of what a splash he's made, Theis, for Monaco. KP Satoransky. Relax and enjoy the show, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway from the Palau Blaugrana. Danar Lucas and Joar Lucas, happy to be along with you for the next 40 minutes in this Game 4. A chance for a ticket to Abu Dhabi for the visitors if they can steal one here on the road. Elie Okobo, he has been sensational in this series, but an early turnover, and that'll get this crowd jacked here at the Palau Blaugrana.
I think he was expecting Theis to come to the baseline and cut baseline. Big boy's already thinking about the three sitting out there. That's what the errant pass came from, the first turnover for Monaco. They don't want to start turning the ball over on the road.
Little bit of pressure in the half court from Monaco. Let's just see how Barcelona comes out and how physical they want to be against this Monaco. Oh, getting physical already, baby. Take the gloves off.
The foul was called earlier, and there's no way Blossingen was going to let foul go up and shoot this. It's good entry pass right there. Foul gets it with both hands. There's the foul called. And Blossingen like, give me that ball, big man.
Just a little bit of extras after the whistle, but there's nothing wrong with that. It's playoff basketball. We expect that from now.
Yeah, gamesmanship, my man. This is it. It's all about right now. Hey, Monaco does not want to go home and play another game. They love their home crowd, but they don't want to see them.
Oh, that sportsmanship's for the regular season. This is postseason basketball, man. Parker, quick trigger and an offensive foul. Blossom Game went tumbling to the hardwood, and
foul has to be careful of this. Barcelona's presence inside without Vesely, it's not good. You see foul inside, and referees will call that. They're calling 4 or 5 times a game. They're making that call.
Okobo drawing defenders. James in the corner. Who did go off of last?
James.
And
Yep.
we've had a flurry of turnovers here in the first few possessions.
Yeah, James, that's a great trap by Barcelona defense. They saw that he ran out of real estate on the sideline, was trying to tiptoe the line to begin with. They send a double team over. Goes off of James' leg. Second turnover.
Fall receiving the pass way out on the perimeter, and Tease was whistled for the foul. And I don't know if you need to be fouling Fall all the way down on the arc right there.
It's good to put pressure on him, but there's really no need to that kind of pressure where you get your hand in and commit that foul.
Well, it didn't take too long to bring in Willy Hernan Gomez. Fall.
But it's an interesting change really in the beginning, because they didn't really give Fall a chance to establish the paint, which he usually does on the inside. They got him that rock the one time. Blossingen commits the foul. Doesn't give him an opportunity to score easily.
Is that something that they've been planning on coming into the game?
You'd think so.
A little bluff showing that and then taking him out?
I mean, there wasn't really any reason there to take him out.
Right. Punter looking for the first bucket of the game, and why not give it to your top scorer?
And KP becomes more dangerous when he scores penetrating early. Look at this matchup, these two guys.
What a head-to-head we had in the pregame. What a dish! Oh. Blossom Game stuffed at the rack. He wants it. Goaltending. Clean block, says the referee. Punter. Oh, Punter crossing over, left it short off the front iron. Here comes Elie Okobo in transition. Kick out. James wide open. Take your time, my man. Long rebound, still loose. Hernan Gomez goes crashing into the expensive seats.
I think James is upset with himself for not just pulling up in that first one. He hesitated. And I talked about that before. When you get wide open looks, sometimes it's hard.
Well,
the bench is still talking to the officials about that possible goaltending, the Blossingen dunk, but
we knew it was going to be a spectacular highlight either way, if it was a dunk or not. James never shying away, gets the catch and shoot to go.
He was so mad at himself for missing that last one. You knew he was taking that one. But Barcelona cannot allow James to get that ball off a out-of-bounds that easily.
Satoransky jab step, kick out. Parker, catch and release in the corner.
And that's not even a clean catch, and that's how quick he gets the ball out of his hands. That was a pass where he had to catch it with one hand and bring it into the other.
That's called muscle memory, my friends. Whoa, Blossom Game had to raise up and save that one from flying out of bounds. James using the body, extra pass, Tice. Tice off the back heel, and Hernan Gomez will slow things down. Anderson.
It was a great outlet pass by Sandorowski to get that offense moving.
Punter, pump fake, takes a dribble. Jacks the three, and the follow from Anderson. Tim slamming with the reverse.
Big boy from the left hand coming from the weak side. Great follow-up dunk.
James Okobo, will he get started here? They're off the mark from three-point distance to start this game. What a save from Anderson. Swift on his feet.
This is what I like. Before Sandorowski had a chance to slow the ball, he decides to push up to Anderson. This time Anderson had a chance to let that ball go out of bounds, but he said, no way, I'm taking it and let's go. So they want to push the flow and dictate the tempo.
Punter looking for any sort of space whatsoever, and Okobo whistled for his first foul. One for 4 from beyond the arc. 0 for 1 from inside the arc, Monaco. It's been a rough 3.5 minutes to start this game. Anderson way off the mark from the wing, and it's gonna stay on this side.
It's a tough shot for Justin Anderson. He's catching it, going to his right, trying to pull up. The reason why he airballs that is because his body wasn't set straight. He likes to get the ball in a fast break or with his feet set and pull up with that smooth left-handed jumper.
Blossom Game called for the review, and this time Spanoulis will have them take a look at it.
Yeah, but that's not the review that Blossom Game wants. No, he wants the dunk one.
He wants to go back a few minutes, doesn't he? And Spanoulis, he used the challenge, and he knew he was going to draw something up. He wants a word with his team after a slow start.
Ball back to Barcelona on the call. Peñarroya trying to set something up. Only 4.4 seconds on the shot clock here.
Got to act quick if you're Satoransky.
Well, we saw Mike James do it a minute ago. Let's see if it's Kevin Punter this time.
Satoransky with a handoff, driving into the lane. Great defending, and Elie Okobo, known for his specialities on the other side of the court, but showing a little bit of defensive prowess right there.
But he does a great job of just pushing Sandorowski sideways, going east to west.
Okobo, quick pull-up, and that one's off the mark. Just 1 for their first 6 from the field. What a move from Parker. Shaking, baking, and not hesitating.
Cross me up, please. On the move, Jabari Parker showing amazing agility.
Tice down low, Parker rips it away, and a foul is called.
I think he stepped on the line, actually. But it's a great defense. You see him come over and rip that ball. And as he goes back, he steps on the line. So they're going to get another 14 seconds. But look at a crossover going over the top of Tice.
Foul on the floor, and now they'll just switch sides of the lane for the inbound. Here's Jacobo out to James. Now Tease with the screen. Baseline drive to Diallo. Got the reverse to go, but stepped on the sideline.
As a quick move by Diallo, he steps on the sideline, but I like his aggressiveness right there. He needs to be aggressive. He had a big game the other night.
Parker's had the hot hand. That's a tough shot that he passed up. Probably wisely. Anderson, Satoransky stepping into a three ball. James, quick trigger. No good. Just 1 for 5. Here come Barcelona. Los Cules feeling it. There's Jabari Parker.
Look at him run. I love this kind of basketball. They've said it from the beginning. Save the ball, get the ball, go. Run the floor. Jabari Parker is putting on a show all by himself.
15-3 run to start this game, and it has this Palau Blaugrana. 8 early points for Parker. He is the man who has come out of the gate and put his team on the shoulders. James always attracting so much attention. Down to Jaite, and he got swiped away. He'll go to the free throw line. And right now, if you're Monaco, you just want a couple chances to get some points on the board.
Yeah, Jaite missed a couple free throws the other day. So nothing wrong with putting him on the line when he gets the ball that close to the basket.
Jaite at the line, can't hit the first, and every missed shot, the momentum just builds and builds and builds. 67.4% free throw shooter, Mom Jaite. Had a massive game in game 2 when he put up 20 and 4 rebounds. And he's on the board, and, well, Monaco, they needed to see that happen, but they've got to turn it up a notch. It looks like only one team came out fighting for survival here in the first 5.5 minutes.
And you talk about energy coming on the floor. Dario Brazella just checking into the game. Giving Satoransky a little bit of a blow. Abrines also stepped up on Wednesday night.
Parker scooping and couldn't get that one to go. Tough shot that banged off the side of the backboard. And Brizuela, I think he was happy to commit the foul right there and just stop that fast break from building any momentum.
Yeah, but you know, there's times when you commit that foul when you have him on the sideline like that, and you have him running towards the baseline. You see where he is. He's got defenders back. He's got to be aware of his situation also. He just checks in the game. Brizuela played a lot of time the other night with 4 fouls, and I don't think you really want that.
James with just 3 points to his name. Stumbles there. Anderson all over him. Jump ball called. James wondering if there might have been just something more than a jump ball.
Well, he trips himself up right here, right on Parker's foot.
It was Parker there. It was all over. And
yeah, you just automatically think it's Justin Anderson when you see somebody like jumping on top of the ball.
Exactly. I mean, that hustle play, don't get me wrong, Parker can do it, but Anderson's known for it. And now an uneven jump ball coming. A very lopsided, one-sided jump ball.
But you know, this is all about anticipation. Also, remember, Monaco, if they do get the possession, it's only 10 seconds left in the shot clock. They have to be aware of that. See, now you're going to look at Gomez and Jaite down there. Justin Anderson has to be careful and slip over a little bit if he can.
Jordan Lloyd off the bench looking to just ignite this offense a little bit. And come on, boys, let's get this game started, huh?
Well
Easy
done.
win from Parker. And
That's about as textbooks as it gets right there.
Parker, 8 to his name, step back. He wants double digits.
Man.
He gets double digits.
Jabari in the house.
$18-4, what a start. I don't think they would have dreamed it any better last night going to bed. Foul, and Jordan Lloyd will be going to the line. 2 shots to come. Well, the fans don't agree. Parker, that's his first foul. 11 of the 18 coming from the number 22 in Blaugrana.
Vito Brown second in the game. He didn't get run on Wednesday night, so we'll see. Well, Coach Spanulis is trying to pull up here, put in another player that didn't participate Wednesday night. Dice on the bench.
So is it time to give Vito a little how you doing into the game, or what?
How you doing, Vito?
How you doing? Lloyd knocks both of them home, and, well, half of the point production from Monaco in this first 6.5 minutes have come from the free throw line. That's not saying much. Parker. Jaite's way out of position there, and a little scramble down low leads to a foul off the ball.
Yeah, I'm watching Willie because I got to see him the other night. I was so impressed with him. He doesn't have the same energy he didn't have the other night. He's not playing with that same energy yet. I don't know if he's holding off a little bit, but he was all over the place.
He might be tired still. I mean, he gave it all on Wednesday.
Come on.
He's recovered for sure, but let him get into his game.
Punter was wide open on that out of bounds play.
Anderson. Parker, here he is. Hernan Gomez calling to the bell. Hernan Gomez lost it on the way up, still loose. And the outlet pass was stray from Anderson, who was falling out of bounds.
It's a nice move by Willie right there. He just couldn't handle the ball.
Well,
and the spin. And this is a guy that really turned the game a little bit here. Abrines the other day with a couple big threes coming off the wing, off of opposite angle picks. So you got now Brizuela and Abrines on the court. It's a smaller lineup for Barcelona, but they're much quicker in the front court.
Well, if you're Monaco, you don't mind getting the stop. Obviously, you welcome that and the turnover. But you want to get some of those turnovers where you can start a fast break.
Well, that's the difference. I mean, that's what Barcelona's had so far, the turnovers and the loose balls that they picked up, and they've just turned around and ran. But, you know, I've always talked about this. There's different types of turnovers. The turnovers that you take the ball out of bounds, they're okay. It's a turnover, but you get to come back, set your defense up. The ones you give up at mid-court, half-court, at the foul line, those are the ones that get you in a lot of trouble.
Jaite back to the line. He's 1 of 2 from the stripe. Jaite's a guy
with ice on his hand on the bench. I just noticed that right now.
That could be a developing story, and we will get you all the information that we get coming here through the commentator booth.
But he was taken out when he fell down, when he tripped over Jabari Parker on that crossover, so maybe he landed on that hand the wrong way.
That could be catastrophic news for Monaco, who will just hope the ice will bring the cure. Jaite off on both, and Brizuela coming out of the scrum.
You see the way they get the ball up the floor?
So quick. Jabari Parker just looking to go at the rack like a magnet is in his shoes.
He got away. I was going to say, he got away with a travel right there.
Wow. Anderson almost got away with one of the highlights of the playoffs after the whistle. Let's see if they keep it going. Let this replay go. Anderson wanted the three. Oh, come on. Anderson went up for the 360 alley-oop. Strassel got a chase. stepped out of bounds, and another turnover.
City. That's 6 for Monaco so far.
It hasn't been completely clean from Barcelona either.
No, not at all.
11 turnovers in these first 7 minutes. Is that nerves?
Sometimes it's nerves, especially in the beginning of the game. They'll settle that down. There's another one.
Add it to the list. Brizuela off the mark on the pass to Abrinas.
That's just a tough read right there. Abrinas wanted to come off the curl. Sometimes when you're coming off that pick, you start feeling your defender from behind. There's a Justin Anderson.
There we go. Preach you guys, you girls and boys in the truck. Oh, Brown going to try his luck off the bench. First minutes of this series. Hernan Gomez took a shot that he is just shaking off on his way down the court. Brizuela. Well, the offense has slowed down a little bit on both ends. I think Brizuela trying to change that. Barely moves the net.
Don't talk to Dardio about that, man. Dardio wants to stick that 3 every time. The last offense by Monaco was the first offense we saw where they actually got a shot off their play, off their set play.
15-point lead. Strassel, pull up. Strassel finally.
They need
a little
somebody.
love from Mountown.
Yeah, they need somebody to step up right now.
Parker, look at that quick dribble, quick trigger.
I'm not sure Peñarroya liked that shot, even though he's the man right now.
I got to tell you, I like that shot.
Another turnover at Monaco.
Elie Okobo going to come back into the game. Okobo, he's averaging about 18 points a game in this series.
Man, it's a lot of fun. I just looked up. I'm like, man, we're still in the first quarter.
I love it, man. Let's keep this game going. We'll be here all night if we have to.
Yeah, we ain't going anywhere. Now you got 3 great shooters, Sandorowski, Brizuela, and Abrinas in the lineup. So watch for a lot of perimeter play.
Abrinas, kick out. Parra, don't forget about him from beyond the arc. He's going to try to back Elie Okobo down. Turn around. Fader, too strong. Great box out.
That's textbook block out. You love that.
Lloyd. Lloyd. Off the mark again, and a foul on the rebound. Loose ball. Was it Parra? It was.
He did make a little bit of contact there, and he didn't need to, because if you read where that ball was coming off the rim, there was no way the attacking player was going to get that. You get that little push on the bottom side, and
a furious-looking Peñarroya right there. So he played the first 65 seconds. Fall, went to the bench. I'm sure he caught his breath. And Hernan Gomez going back to the bench where he's having a little talk with Juan Carlos Navarro.
Well, you see him. He got a rebound and took one shot. He missed that shot and he mishandled. He's not as aggressive as he was the other day. Just there was so much more energy that he had the other day.
I think he's a guy who plays off momentum too. Once he gets things going his way, then he's even better, even better.
You can't be sitting around waiting for it to go your way sometimes. You got to go out and get it. That's what he did on Wednesday night.
Under 40 seconds to go. That was a very ambitious pass from Satoransky. Another turnover, the 7th of the first quarter for Barcelona.
That was a 2-for-1 set play.
Lloyd, there's Lloyd with the 3 ball, and it has been all Monaco in the last couple of minutes from downtown. Only field goals coming from beyond the arc for the visitors.
That's what happened with Barcelona. You had that 2-for-1 set play, and they got burned on it by turning it over, giving up a 3.
Shot clock turned off. Brizuela gonna take it anyways. Fall with the follow and the finish down low. Lloyd.
Now with a 9-point deficit, and they just don't look like they're into the game like you said earlier, Dane.
Well, you were talking about, before we got on the air, As Fall gets it down low in a bevy of bodies and couldn't get it to go from close range.
He's got to establish himself a little bit better, not fall away on that shot.
You talked about Monaco easing through their offense in the first few games. 28 assists, I think it was. And there it is.
And it was
right
just
there.
like that, opening up the floor, spacing it out, and finding the mismatches.
Satoransky shielding off a defender. Para wants a little help from Brizuela. Brizuela, quick step around his man. Couldn't get the layup to go. Fall on the finish, but he couldn't.
He's falling away again, though. He's got to establish his feet down there.
Knocked away, and it's a tough angle to inbound a pass from, but well, it was 18-3 at one point. Monaco has been chipping away at that lead as they finally saw some shots go down. Elie Okobo, though, he's been cold from the start. Satoransky, too tall even for the big tall Moustapha Fall.
Turnover. Both teams got 15 turnovers between the two of them. Barcelona takes the lead on that one right there, 8-7. So lucky to have this 7-point lead.
It's been a fun game, but it hasn't been a clean game, that's for sure. It's going to drive both coaches crazy. Brown down low, turning, twisting, corkscrewing, but couldn't finish.
Juan Bar is staying with him on defense. It's a nice play defensively.
Mismatch down low. Para wants it. There's Fall. Wow. Wow.
The push shot, baby.
Oh, wow.
His feet are saying he's not fading away. That's his shot.
Textbook. Strazel. A little too individual maybe right here and got himself into trouble. Strazel giving it up. Abrines hits the hardwood.
And I tell you what, Spanoulis is really upset. He's told Strazel 3 or 4 times to settle down, to relax, to take the ball to the other side. He's dribbling into the crowd. He's got 3 people around him. And right now it's going to be Mike James, I think, checking in for him. So
yeah, I think the patience is up there.
And you see the ice bag just came handing over from the trainer. So James had that ice on his hand this entire time. And now he's stepping in. We'll see how it affects him. I couldn't see if it was his left or his right.
He was trying to hide it from him, wasn't he? He had both hands under the ice pack.
That's like when you talk with your hand over your leg.
Right, you just got to hide it. You know everybody's watching. Jump ball to come. It's Abrines and Tice. And Para comes up with it, but Mike James, that hand's okay, at least to get that strip.
And that was a part where they wanted to run. Para wanted to run so quickly that he
got out ahead of himself.
Yeah, that was a time where you really had to hold the ball and set up your offense after that. But you can't blame them. If they're going to turn the ball over that way and they would just continue to run, you can take it.
Lloyd doing everything he can to get open, but instead it's Tice opening up. Okobo begging for one to go down. Yeah, finally gets it.
He's been off the mark compared to the other day. He's been really off the mark. His shots have been going right on him all the time. That was money.
Let's see if that breaks the seal for Elie Okobo. His first field goal, 2 points on the night. James all out on Brizuela, pressuring him on the perimeter. Para, dribble, pull up from the elbow, no good. Jordan Lloyd couldn't get the roll. Fall picks it up off his shoestrings, and Barcelona.
It's a long way to go down. Pick up the rock.
Para turnaround, soft touch with the baby hook.
Such a soft touch down low with that left hand. You know, it's part of his way that these guys have been taking advantage of the fact that there's been so many injuries in Madrid, and they're stepping up in the biggest moments of the year.
Now, they've been battling through injuries all year long. James going to the free throw line. The crowd here at the Palau Blaugrana vociferously objecting to the call.
Tough call to make right there. James got himself into trouble. Parra came from behind. Looked like he got all ball on the backside.
Well, I think James got into a position where he knew he was going to take some contact, but it's a matter of, did he draw the contact? Did he invite the contact?
Well, the contact came from down low with Abrinas first. The technical foul call also. Let's see if that was on Parra, because Parra's on 2 fouls.
I think he might have been on Peñarroya.
Well, it's his second foul on Parra, so he's going to come out, and no big deal, I guess, if you won Peñarroya, because you're putting Jabari Parker in for him. So
not a bad swap, not a bad second option, I suppose. Blossom game coming into the fray as well as Lloyd checks to the bench. Mike James just trying to get his night going a little bit, and 4 points for James. Had that early 3. Now he's at the line looking to make it a few more. And, well, after an 18-3 start for Barcelona, now Monaco.
You're pretty happy if you're Monaco.
You got to be pretty content with yourself.
Still 6.5 minutes to go in the second quarter, so everything changes. It's a game of runs. We know that. Barcelona made the early run.
Obviously, it's a great thing to get out and ahead by double digits early on, but does it put pressure on you for the rest of the game, having to try to keep that cushion, fend off runs?
I mean, not at this point of the game, because it's early. It's early in the game. You tend to, like, in the middle of the third quarter, into the third quarter, when you're up, if you're up 12-15, it's like, man, do we play slower? Do we try to run the clock? You start getting bad shots on offense because you've run the clock down too far. So right now, you're just playing normal basketball. Into the third quarter, beginning of the fourth quarter with a 10-12 point lead, it's a hard game to play when you're winning. But you don't want to be you don't want to be the team losing by 10-12.
That's exactly it. You don't want to get off to the slow start either. So at the moment, Barcelona hanging on to this lead. Parker double team. Satoransky open. Satoransky rattled in and out. Four assists for Monaco on the night. Make that 5 as Alpha Diallo finds Tice.
Tice got all the arc he needed on that one because he had to go over the outstretched hands of foul.
It's like one of those shooting drills where you got to shoot over something.
Over, yep.
Parker, quick trigger in the corner. Jabari Parker might just be cooling off from that very hot start.
Well, Monaco's done a great job of slowing them down and putting them into half-court sets where they're struggling a little bit more.
You can't blink or else you'll miss a Jabari Parker jumper. Fall comes screaming in for the rebound. Here goes Punter.
You see, they're not moving as quickly now. They're slowing it down a little bit more. And Monaco's got a little bit more advantage defensively.
Great hands there from Diallo looking for a travel. Punter carries on. Under 10 on the shot clock. Abrinas, too strong. Fall. Wow, great job there from Blossom Game and Elliot Kobo to snatch that one out of the hands of Fall. A chance to tie it after a slow start for Monaco. James, left hand off the crystal, giving a little beso off the glass.
The little hesitation and using the body to get on the other side of the rim from the big man. They have totally changed the tempo of this game.
Punter fouled on his way into the lane, and that is just the second foul on Monaco. We've got a timeout on the floor here from Barcelona, and this has all of a sudden become a close game after a slow start from the visitors.
Yeah, I don't think we didn't expect anything less. Only 4 points so far for Barcelona in this quarter, and they've been shut down offensively in the half-court offense.
Well, there was a point in time in that first quarter where Monaco had about 2 field goals from inside the arc. That is...
Yeah, they were 0 for 2.
And they were 0 for 2. They're 6 for 14. Not great numbers, but at least they're looking inside a little more often.
Well, Barca's 6 for 14. Monaco's 3 for 9.
There we go.
But still, it's still 3 for 7. They're getting more looks inside there. They're going to the basket. Theis got the little floater in the lane. Mike James is going to the basket a little bit more, not dependent on the 3. Barcelona still 0 free throws in the game.
More often, Monaco, and that is kind of had benefits for them on both ends. But Jabari Parker out of the timeout, got a clean look. Jaite going up and ripping down the rebound.
And that's the best look that Barcelona has had in the last 4 minutes. It's a great play set up by Peñarroya right there. Just unlucky to miss that shot.
Jaite with the screen. James, pull up, double clutch, way off the mark. Fantastic defense right there just to affect that shot.
And this is the guy for Barcelona I think it makes a little bit of a difference, is Justin Anderson. The way he plays, his physicality, his ability to run, get to the basket, and see if they pick up the pace a little bit here with him in the game.
Punter, Anderson. They've had the lead the entire time, but it's in jeopardy now. Alpha Diallo right to the rack, too strong on the layup, and now off to the races. Barcelona, Parker, layup, Hernando.
Offensive foul.
Oh, it's going to be wiped off the board.
What a beautiful dish on the baseline. But if this is an incredible defensive play, but it looks like he's under the basket. He's in that circle.
Wow.
I don't think you can make that call, honestly.
It's Peña.
I mean, he's so far under the basket. It's hard to believe that they made that call.
I'm not even sure he was set.
And he wasn't set either. His feet were turned.
0 for 2 right there, I think. I think that's what this guy's saying. He's got those long strides, those gallops, Parker, doesn't he, where he gets up on you so fast. Maybe why Jaite couldn't set his feet. Parker defending James. Slips it down. Blossom Game going to the free throw line. Well, it hasn't been pretty by any means, but they've been chipping away, and maybe that's just what they need here.
That's exactly what they're doing, is chipping away. And you see this play right here. Nangomez is way late on that rotation. Once James goes baseline, as soon as James you see isolated with Jabari Parker, who's now on his 3rd foul on the outside, you have to start thinking about rotation defensively, because James is trying to take Parker. You saw Parker extending his arm, making sure not to give up the 3, making him penetrate baseline. Hernangomez has to be a little bit quicker on that rotation.
So that's a big story right there before the half. Parker to the bench with his 3rd foul, and they will be on high alert. Barcelona. He's got 11 of the 27. Most of those came in the first few minutes. Monaco at the line, and they've got a chance to take the lead for the first time tonight. Blossom Game delivers, and Monaco have a 1-point lead.
Yeah, Parda back in the game also with 2 fouls. So with 3 minutes left, there's a chance that Parda and possibly Parker end up with 3 fouls that they didn't have if Parda commits another one.
Punter, Parda. Blossom Game took a chance. Whistle was swallowed from the referee. Punter in the corner, no way.
But
tough shot there.
They are making him earn everything, and he's not earning a lot.
Diallo racing it.
And there's no doubt, they're getting better looks offensively. They're controlling the ball. They're not turning it over, and they're not letting Barcelona run that up-paced offense. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen sometmes here early in the 3rd quarter. Maybe Barcelona turn it up again a notch, but Monaco right now doing what they need to do defensively to give Barcelona tougher looks at the basket.
Jaite goes down, called for the block after getting a piece of Hernan Gomez. And, well, right now, Barcelona just need to see the ball go in the basket.
Yeah, you know, and it's tough to sit here and talk about the fact that they're taking bad shots because, I mean, there's a couple of shots that Jabari Parker made early in the game that were not great shots.
Not great shots.
But he's just that talented. And Kevin Punter, we know how he can make difficult shots. So, but when you start missing them, it gives us reason.
Do you get into a rhythm making those shots early on where you believe, hey, these are going in all night?
That's exactly what happens, and you start putting them up. That's like when a big man makes a three, you're like, yeah, that's great. He's out there keeping shooting them.
Punter trying to change the flow. That has gone against
anything.
Oh,
they are
off
not
the mark there. Punter wanted Parra in the corner.
I haven't seen KP be defended like this in a long time. That's 2 nights in a row I've been watching this, and they are all over him. They're not giving him one open look.
We sort of advertised this in the preview, saying when is a game going to be won by defense? And right now, we're not counting out the second half. That might be explosive on the offensive end, but this has been highly defensive. 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Elie Okobo, wild shot there with the shot clock winding down.
There's another thing that Monaco's done too. They've stopped the rebounder when they get the ball like that.
Hernan Gomez fouled, and Elie Okobo knew he was coming out of the game.
Well, you see what happened here a minute ago. Justin Anderson pulled down that rebound, and Diallo stopped him as soon as he got the ball. They didn't let him run that fast break, and that's the way Monaco's been effective at slowing down Barcelona.
Strazel and Lloyd into the game for Coach Spanoulis for this final minute and 49 seconds of the first half. Parra slips to the basket.
Man, he was wide open.
Satoransky couldn't get it to him for one reason or another. Brizuela, he might be the one to kind of pull you out of a slump right there.
That's the one they needed.
Up the game, Dario Brizuela. Strazel looking to answer back. Jaite put his shoulder right into the body of Hernan Gomez.
Those are the plays that Hernan Gomez made the other day. He gave up the rebound right there, but he didn't give up on the play. And watch him take the shoulder check.
And he's strutting down the court right now like John Travolta.
Did you see him put his finger up at his breast? That was like, yeah. Gotta be smart, baby. Gotta be smart. I always talk about this day whenever we do games together. I'm by myself. It's how you finish quarters. The last 2 minutes going into the quarter. Right now, Barcelona struggled for 8 minutes, 8.5 minutes. They have a chance to get some momentum here into the second half.
Under 90 seconds to go. Satoransky orchestrating the offense. There's Brizuela, step back, pump fake, takes the three. Brizuela back to back. Brizuela.
We got Sergio Scariolo to my left over here watching one of his boys ball it out.
Monaco had the lead. It lasted a matter of moments, and James going to the line to shoot a couple.
He's so hard to stop because he's explosive and he gets up in the air. And even though Brizuela, I thought, made a good defensive play here early right there, but then he just waits long enough. Look at that play by Brizuela, man. That's beautiful.
One on one wing, one on the other wing. Brizuela. It just seems like every time you watch these guys, Brizuela's coming up in a big moment, making big shots when his team needs it most.
It's what I said before, Dane. It's Parra, Brizuela, these guys, you know, Juan Nunez that was playing earlier in the season. Unfortunately, he got hurt. And you love to see, you know, that next man up mentality is always there, but you know, we always talk about it from one game to another.
Yeah.
In this situation, Lapro's been gone the whole season. So these guys have had to step up throughout the whole season, and they have become better players. It's fun to watch. I said this last night about Felix, Andres. It's fun to watch these guys just become confident throughout the season and become better players and take over responsibility in important games.
Brizuela is a different player than he was to start this season.
Absolutely. And I mean, he had a great summer, great, you know, I mean, the guy's been playing good over time, but in his club, he hasn't been that important of a player.
There's a turnover by Satoransky, and great defense in the front court right there, just pressuring one-on-one. It was Mike James who made things miserable for Satoransky, trying to bring that ball up court.
Yeah, 13 turnovers now for Barcelona. The story of the game early on was the turnovers by Monaco, with Barcelona 13 on the board.
What we talk about in the pregame, where it's the amount of shots that you surrender or give up to the other team.
Yeah. And a lot of that has to do with the offensive rebounds, steals, possessions in general.
Play with me. Las offenses for us. Green 4, control last. It's necessary to play switch. Automatically. Joel, Justin, switch automatically. Be alert! They're going for 2 for 1. Be alert! Está Alex por Darío. Estás con 2, coño. Que te cueste la tercera también. A ver, joda. Te quedan 30 segundos. Leo. La última, quiero un handout. Alex. Justin. 2. 8 seconds. And 2 para Alex.
Tribute too has been, even it was always good, but with Spanoulis as his head coach, it's changed.
He's the total package as a basketball player. Hernan Gomez puts Barcelona ahead with the second free throw.
I guess it wasn't a foul called on that, because Hernan Gomez would have got to the basket and had the free throws. So it was a clean play by Jones.
Clean play by James. That won't do him any good though. Strazel. 3-second shot clock, game clock differential. Strazel, he's been caught doing a little too. Strazel double clutch. Oh, a bailout foul. Was it Villar, the youngster?
That's an incredible job by Barcelona to make sure that Mike James doesn't get the ball in his hands, and they bail him out.
Coach Spanoulis has his hands up, asking for, and he's going to get it. Big momentum swing at the end of the half. Barca did so well to just play 22 seconds of defense. This Palau Blaugrana is furious.
You're not sure right there what was going through Peñaroya's mind, that he was upset with his player or upset with the call, the way he just kind of hit himself into the corner of the chair, because he does get undercut here.
So they're looking to see if time expired before he lets it go. I think that's awfully clear right there. They'll put 3.5 back on the clock, 3.
But the question now is Spanoulis going to ask after this to look to see if it's an unsportsmanlike for the defender getting underneath him.
So they're just resetting the game clock right now. There will be free throws for Matthew Strazel. Let me give it up to Matthew Strazel. I remember when Monaco first came into the league, and I was watching them play. They'd come around every now and then. I'd head to Monaco. Strazel, he wouldn't get very many minutes, but after the game, he'd be the first one out of the locker room, and he was just taking shots 20, 30, 40 minutes after the game, working, cultivating his craft.
He's one of those guys that it seems like he's been around forever also,
yeah,
you know,
exactly.
And he's still so young.
He was just a little rugrat when he came into this league.
Well, I always talk about those last 2 minutes, but I don't think anybody really picked up any momentum here. It's just kind of a stalemate.
No, it's impossible to pick up momentum in a game like this, or what it's turned into. And I'm not really sure who it benefits, because both of these teams would prefer it to be free-flowing. Strazel to the line for a couple more, and
3.8 to go here, so Barcelona still has time to get that ball up the floor.
it was Satoransky who got teed up after the call was made. And Strazel will get a couple more. I was going to say before the foul, Strazel's been guilty of just holding onto the ball a little too long,
Spanoulis
more than
has
once.
been all over him.
But it works out in the form of 4 points for him right there.
Now, if you're Barca, you want to try to catch this ball on a run and get it up as quick as you can, 3.8 seconds. You don't want to be coming back towards the ball.
Parker is not in, so it'll be Hernan Gomez. Little hook and ladder play. Brizuela, runner off the glass, no good. We're going to halftime. Monaco coming back from a 15-point deficit to take the lead after 2 quarters.
I tell you what, Brizuela took a shot on that three also, and that's what the fans are letting the refs hit.
Game for Monaco. They're 20 minutes away from punching their ticket to the Final Four, but it's going to be a long 20 minutes here at the Palau Blaugrana. Satoransky, Parker, 3 fouls picked up in that first half. Let's see if he can just recapture that rhythm he had. Satoransky, another turnover perhaps.
Well, it's amazing how the play changes when Parker couldn't handle that rock.
James running, gunning, kicking out, and Blossomgame left it short from the wing.
Oh, what was that
Another
pass?
terrible turnover, and everything that Coach Peñarroya was talking about at halftime just going down the drain.
Well, I don't even understand where that pass came from in Parker's repertoire. I mean, what, you make that cross-court pass that lazy, you know it's going to be picked off. This is the big boy league right now.
Anderson thought about the 3 from the logo. Punter, will he get going? He's just got 2 points. Parker, no good. Tice fighting for the rebound. Diallo spares possession, and Strazel's off to the races.
Those are 50-50 balls right there, up in the air, over the rim. You got to pick those up.
Strazel, pick and roll. Tice right to the bucket, gets his own rebound. Tice kick out. Blossomgame, let 1,000 blossoms bloom.
Eating it up at the rim. Ron Blossomgame, what a great cut, recognizing the play on the offensive rebound. Normally you're going to think Tice is going to throw that back up again.
Quick start to this second half for Monaco, who have seen their lead balloon up to 7. Hernan Gomez trying to force it from down low. James, a chance to extend this lead. Leaves it off for Tice. Tice, dump off for Blossomgame. It's still loose in the corner. Diallo gets it back. Strazel jacks the 3. Short off the front iron. Another hustle play from Monaco. Diallo off the mark as well. A couple really good looks for Monaco.
You really did not expect Barcelona to become out-hustled in the beginning of this third quarter. You felt like they were the team that needed to be a little bit more desperate. And right now it's Monaco that's after every loose ball, over the rim, under the rim, on the floor. And the fans are feeling it too. You know, they're trying to get themselves into it, but
it's a little deflated around here in the stadium. Satoransky, a fall down low, and he's going to go to the line to shoot a couple. Just so hard to defend with all that length down low.
Yeah, but that's what you have to do. You got to make sure that he doesn't get an easy look at the basket. You send the big man to the line. 3 on Tice now.
65.4% free throw shooter, Mustafa Fall. 13 and 14 in that first game. Announced that he was going to be a problem for Monaco, but then put up a goose egg in game 2.
Only 7.5 minutes on the floor tonight. Remember, you guys started the game, got pulled out,
yeah.
1.5 in.
Unconventional.
That was strange
free throw right there.
But see, it didn't seem like it was the same as the first one.
2.5 into this third quarter. James, high pressure. What a look.
Oh.
What a look from James. And Theis is there to cock it back and slam it home.
This is Mike James at his best when he comes off that pick and finds the big man.
Strazzle goes down. Parker outside the lane. Little mid-range jumper from the baseline.
Not a comfortable shot to take for Parker. He had that fake right off the bat.
Well, that might have just opened the floodgates for Parker, who went cold after that first quarter.
This is the guy, punter, who's got to get going.
Anderson! Oh, Anderson gliding to the iron, laying it up, and one.
And when he slashes to the basket, people get out of the way. You see Mike James on the reach. Not a smart play by James right there. He had a wide open layup, but look at that pass by James.
I'd say we're in the splash zone under the basket right now as Anderson goes to the rack. Completing the three-point play, Anderson, and he's got 5 on the night.
Now it's Barcelona who's trying to maintain that rhythm and take the punch from Monaco that they started out here in the third quarter.
Theis, Strazzle steps into the 3 off the back heel. Who's going to come up with it? It falls to Strazzle, down low, Blossom Games.
Strazzle, that is heads-up basketball.
Hustle plays, and what? Hustle plays.
And 50-50 balls. That had to be Barcelona's ball. You can't give that one up.
Calling Kevin Punter. Calling Kevin Punter. He answered. A 3-ball. Top of the key. 5 points for Punter. They need him here in this second half.
They need him badly. That was a big play right there. He got the switch out with Theis on the top, and he took advantage of it. They're withstanding the blow. They took a couple rib shots.
Strazzle, kick out. Diallo wants it, gets it.
And this was Diallo Wednesday night. So smooth, finding the open spot on the penetration.
4 for 4 from behind the arc. Punter again, same spot, different result. Theis showing the evidence of, well, whatever was left upon him.
They almost traveled trying to show the evidence too.
James on the floor, he was fouled, and that's the first for Barcelona.
He definitely got scratched up there, but those aren't fouls.
Was he showing it to the ref, or was he showing it to the cameras behind the basket that beat that baby? Coach Spanoulis needs a word, wants a word. One of the most clutch players in EuroLeague history, watching his team from the sideline. It can't be an easy thing in your first year in the EuroLeague.
Look at Parker, just threw Blossomgame out of the way, but Punter couldn't see him.
Anderson gave it up at the last moment, and that will be a foul on the floor.
It's on James. That's going to be number 3, I think.
It was a quick start for Monaco to this third quarter, just like Barca had a quick start to the first quarter. Things are sure to even out in this game that means so much to both teams. Punter, weaving, crossing, finding Parker. Anderson down low, Ball with the finish.
I'll tell you one thing, they are doing a great job of frustrating Kevin Punter. Even though he hit that 3 before, they're not giving him any looks. Great finish by Fall right there. Strassel wanted to foul beforehand.
Diallo off the screen. Jaite rolling to the bucket. Strazzle shied away from the three-pointer. 7 on the clock. This time it's Strazel. Strazel with the off-balance 3.
When you see Matthew Strazel taking that shot, if you're Barcelona, you're happy. You're like, all right, we'll let him take that shot.
He didn't want to take the first one, but he wasn't passing up the second.
Great play.
Fall. He passed up the open lane to the bucket, and Strazel getting more than a handful on punter.
They do not want KP in this game. There's no doubt about it. They know that he is the guy that can take over and win the game for Barcelona.
Timeout, and we knew things would pick up on the offensive end out of that halftime break. It seems to have just turned up the intensity and turned up the shot.
Really playoffs, since we got a 5 coming up for sure.
Oh, you're gonna make me tear up already. Come on, knock it off. 6-point game with punter at the line, and maybe this is just what he needs. Get to the line, see a few.
This is how he sealed the game the other day, getting to the line, being a little bit more physical offensively, picking up fouls. He got fouled on a 3 late in that game and went to the basket. I think he had 5 or 6 free throws at the end of that game.
Monaco, well, Barcelona already in the bonus with 4:14 to go in this third quarter. That could be something to watch out because punter's going to have the ball the majority of the time.
And this is when you have to attack the basket now. At this moment, with 4:14 to go, you have 4 fouls to give. You can play defense a little bit stronger like Brizuela's doing now, but get to the basket and draw fouls.
Brizuela's looking like he's in the mood. Diallo, top of the key, waiting for Okobo. He's been quiet too.
You want him to go right if you can.
Double digits in each of his last 10 games. Elie Okobo. Strazel, pump fake, dribble, pull up. Strazel!
Are you kidding me, Matthew?
He got that. Don't take a look, but Strazel, go over to the sideline and take a look at that yourself. That was sweet.
You better go over there and put some cold water on that right hand. Because that man's on fire right there. And it was the first move that he made that faked Brizuela off his feet.
Oh, this is closer than I thought. This is going to be closer than I thought. Let's slow that down and zoom it in a little bit.
Right. If he doesn't make this in time, give Brizuela all the credit in the world for getting that first jump at that fake. Knowing the shot clock is huge.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby.
Oof.
Oh, baby. I think that's clear enough.
And that's the reason why we have this.
Wipe it off the board and a big swing for Barcelona.
There's times I'm not a fan of the stoppage of play. I mean, it sometimes breaks up the rhythm of the game.
We know, we've heard you.
But in this situation, I mean, those 3 points are huge. We may be talking about that basket at the end of this game.
Brizuela with a big play on the defensive end, just holding up Strazel, and now running the floor for Barcelona. Punter, 8 on the clock. Pick coming out from Fall. Jaite way out. Punter, too strong. Strazel called for the foul.
I think that foul was on foul. It was committed against foul. I'm not sure if it was blocking him or not. And this is the key. Now they're at the free throw line. On every foul, Barca gets to go to the free throw line. And we talked about Monaco chipping away at the lead earlier. And now it's Barcelona that gets to go to the line and chip away at this little by little with the clock stopped.
It's always an adventure when Fall's at the free throw line. Not a bad free throw shooter. That's not what I mean by that. It's just fun to watch him with that herky-jerky motion. Let's check it out on the close range. Nine points for Fall in a 2-point game with under 3:30 to go. You know, as neutral fans or fans watching around the world who really don't have a dog in the fight, this is the kind of game you want to see. One that's been close all game long, and you don't expect anything to change until we get to the finish line. Strazel, Okobo, when's he gonna wake up? Strazel, foul, pull up, and that will be.
It's not a bad foul by Barcelona. Yeah. So 10 on the shot clock. Strazel had the advantage there going to the baseline. It's a good foul by Brizuela.
Only 2 team fouls in this third quarter for Barcelona.
These are now strategic fouls. You still have 2 more to give in the last 3 minutes.
2 points for Okobo. That one was kicked by Fall. Opa. Oh, he just fired that to the referee right there. Brizuela's all about it.
He's doing fastball. That's MLB style right there.
Okobo and well, those aren't the kind of fouls you want to give up off the ball.
Yeah. That's a tough one right there. You want to use that maybe on a fast break to slow down the other team. Or like they did against Strazel before on a nice way, open baseline cut. But right now they still have 1 more to give.
Two-point game. It's been all Monaco in this third quarter. Barcelona has yet to lead in the second half. Ooh, 5 seconds was on the fringe of being called right there. Okobo gets by Parker. Jaite! Off the trampoline.
He missed 2 on Wednesday night. I'm not missing this one.
Third time's a charm for Jaite here at the Palau.
But what about the play by Okobo, though, to get him the ball down low? That's a beautiful play.
Punter with a defender on his back. Forced up the shot. Looking for the foul. Pleading his case on the way back to defense.
Well, he better stop pleading his case. He's about to get a technical. Resman here a little bit too much.
Step back, free throw line, Okobo. Well, he looks like he's been doing that all game, but that's just his second field goal of the night.
Yeah, but it's so smooth, that left hand. I mean, you see a lefty shoot like that, it's so beautiful.
You tries to raise me as a lefty just because you love him so much. There is Brizuela in the lane, getting the roll, and back and forth we go.
You had a tough enough time with your right hand to go there.
Okobo, skip pass, Strazel. Oh, he's being dared to shoot it, but he passed it up. And there goes Punter. Foul on Okobo.
And Punter was trying to get rid of that ball because he had a break coming. If he got that to Brizuela, he was all set for a 2-on-1 break.
Let's have a look right here. Does he step out with that left foot?
I mean, now you got pushed, if anything. Look at the contact down low, man.
Well, regardless, it's going to be Punter to the line to shoot a couple more. And
24 consecutive free throws for this guy. You never want to put that up on the board, do you?
I didn't even want to say anything. I can't believe you did.
It's sitting right in front of us. We got to say something about it. That's KP, man.
That's KP. He's impervious to commentator curses.
You see him slowly get himself into that double figure rates again. He did it the other day.
There is KP. Averaging just a touch under his season average of 16.1 in this series, 14.7. But he's hovering around that right now heading into the fourth quarter.
But can you stop him for 40 minutes? That's the question.
Okobo, silky smooth dribble. Lloyd into the lane, dump off, Strazel, kick out, Blossom Game doesn't want to shoot it. Blossom Game, way too strong. Here comes Satoransky. Parker, little touch pass to Brizuela, who left it well short. Oh, this is the track meet we were waiting for. Strazel passes it up. Down low, Blossom Game. Blossom Game in traffic on the baseline.
Boy, that was 30 seconds of just non-stop action right there going up and down. Brizuela would have loved to have that 3 back. I can't believe he fell that short on it.
Satoransky, 6 assists for one of the league leaders. in distribution. Parker. Well, he was gearing up for a big-time highlight right there.
And how important is the difference between a good pass and a bad pass? Because that ball lands in Parker's feet. If it doesn't, he's got a wide-open look at the basket. Instead, he's got to get a dribble to the basket. Lucky enough to get bailed out and get the foul right there. But if the pass shows up and Parker anywhere from his waist up, that's an automatic three for Jabari Parker.
Parker to the line. He's got 13 points, making it 14, just 3 since that first quarter.
Barca now 12 for 13 from the foul line, so they're starting to pick up, getting aggressive, getting to the basket. Obviously, being in the penalty, 6 minutes left in this quarter has been advantageous. Diallo checks in, Parker checks out. This is where you just, I've seen it happen throughout the year. I'm going to try to call it before it actually happens. This is where you see a guy like Joel Barta all of a sudden hit like 6, 8 points in a row and make a couple big plays and hit a couple threes.
Mark it down. It's been put out there. Let's see if the big man can deliver. Half a minute to go in this third quarter. Lloyd taking an awful, oh, that's ripped away. Satoransky lays it off.
Whoa.
And Henderson. I didn't know he knows how to lay it up. I thought he just goes up for
what
happens, slams.
What happens sometimes is your leg, if you straighten it out too much, it gets stuck and you don't get the spring. And I think Anderson almost missed that layup.
Top. Monaco, or if Monaco is going to Abu Dhabi. And a foul right off the bat. Brizuela got pushed off by Elie Okobo.
Those are the things that he does too, man. He's a little pest on defense. And he'll get your body for look at him. Look at him tangling up.
And he celebrates that like an and one.
Double pistols, baby.
3 fouls for Okobo. Nobody really in foul trouble. Tice has 3. Brizuela, kick out. Para passes it up, takes a dribble. Baseline jumper. Oh, it fell out. How long was it going to tease us?
Cannot believe that ball stayed up there that long. Looked like someone got their hand on the net, but
I think we were all just mesmerized watching that and seeing what was. Oh, Satoransky!
And looking at the crowd and getting everybody up off their feet one more time, trying to motivate these guys. The crowd's been a little bit dead. Look at this. Let's see if we get a hit.
Oh, yeah, that looked like it was.
Can't see whose it was.
I think it was Jaite right there. Either way, a whistle should have blown, but Lloyd pull up. Way off the mark there from the wing. Fall with the rebound. This game is begging for somebody to come step up and win it for him. Either
wide
team.
Open.
Is it Brizuela? He wants some.
That's a good closeout by Jordan Lloyd, man. He got back in time. Just enough to bother Brizuela's shot. Look at Brizuela holding his face on the other side.
He's not used to missing those kind of shots.
Yeah, it's a great pass from foul, too. It could have got there a little bit quicker, but nonetheless, he knows that he needs to make that shot down the wire.
Third foul for Satoransky. He's got 3. Brizuela's got 3. Abrinas and Parker also with 3.
That doesn't matter right now, man. That means you got 8 fouls to give.
Jaite with the screen. Okobo, handoff. Here's Okobo. Step back, mid-range. That's his game right there.
You can't be any closer to him than Brizuela was right there, right in his face.
Satoransky controlling the chaos. Abrinas, top of the key. Brizuela, curl on the corner. Brizuela from the free throw line on the leaner.
Dirk Nowitzki in the house. The one-footed step back. That's a big bucket by Brizuela right there, especially after missing a 3.
Kick out, Okobo, pump fake, put it on the deck.
That's Brizuela one more time.
Brizuela taking this game over on the defensive end.
2 plays that you don't see in the stat sheet. Right there, Brizuela. And now look at him getting motivated.
You won't see that in the stat sheet either, but he is pumped up.
Coach Spanulis having a nice little conversation with the official. We're all tied up in 60s, baby. Strassel checking back into the game.
8 minutes to go. Brizuela's been the man of the moment, but Abrinas, is it his time to shine? Indeed not. Here's James.
2 shots by Barcelona just hung around the rim.
Dump off. Diallo. Offensive foul, or was it just out of bounds?
It went out of bounds. And that's a shot you expect Abrinas to make.
He got a great look off the feed from Brizuela. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Cooler heads will not prevail, and Diallo just got teed up. Well, we talked maybe about game 3. Monaco didn't look like they had that desperation that Barcelona had to close out the series. I don't think we could say that here tonight.
No, you can't at all. I mean, you don't want to go back on the fact that you dominated both games at home, and because the 5th game has nothing to do with those first 2 games you've played. Because now it's Barcelona going with momentum. You may not have the home court advantage, but you just won 2 in a row, and you start to feel really good about yourself.
Now, nobody better to get this free throw to off the technical than Brizuela right now.
I mean, I would have given it a punter if he was in the game, but Brizuela's your next man up, without a doubt. Man, those 2 offensive fouls are so big that he's picked up here within, what, a minute, 2.5 minutes? So he's back in the game now. This is big with him and Hernan Gomez. Well, he's got to throw that energy that he has. He's got 1 quarter to do it right now.
Can you feel the devotion? Brizuela. Brizuela going right to the rack, high off the glass. Can he get it there? And this time it drops.
Oh, Dario!
Super Dario.
The high kisser. Barcelona gets the roll. They had 2 shots running around the rim this quarter. And this one decides to leak in. Now listen to this crowd.
The momentum man, Dario Brizuela, has changed this game in the 4th quarter on both sides of the ball.
It's a 4-point run offensively, plus those 2 offensive fouls. It's been all him here in the 4th.
Strassel finding James. James free throw line, kick out. Strassel, Tice, no one wants to shoot. Finally, it's Diallo, way off the mark. Long rebound, Tice. Slipping back door, Diallo.
That's 2 great dishes by Tice coming off the offensive rebound. Barcelona's got to close out. They cannot give up offensive rebounds.
Brizuela went down. Play on, says the referee. He's still holding his head. Hernan Gomez slashing to the cup.
Brizuela took a shot. I think it's to the head, not to the eye.
He's going to shake it off now. Coach Spanulis not happy with the way his...
Wancho took a shot the other day, didn't even shoot the free throws. I'm still trying to figure that one out.
Diallo, baseline, went down, turnover. Satoransky running the break, feeling all the momentum. It's Barcelona behind the back. Brizuela. Oh, Brizuela had an open 3, but the whistle went. Offensive foul on Joel Parra.
But what a play by Blasingame. Watch Blasingame catch the foul.
Oh,
Satoransky gets off his feet, and that is a heads-up defensive play.
It's a 4-point game right now. Brizuela with the way he's shooting.
That was money with the behind-the-back pass.
That was money, and that's a 7-point game.
And imagine the crowd after seeing that.
Blossom game, depending on how this all plays out, might have had the play of the game right there. Planting his feet and taking one for the team. 6 to go. 4-point lead for Barcelona. Blossom game with the ball. Here's Mike James, 10 on the clock. Off the screen from Tice. James kick out, extra pass. Tipped by Parra off the referee. Parra was looking to play a little advantage like we're at the Camp Nou.
Hey, man, referee's out of bounds, I think. If that hits the referee normally in play, that's a possession. So Parra's, he's doing the right thing. But now you got 5 on the shot clock right now. You can't foul if you're Barcelona on this play. You don't want to give up 2 free throws with 5 seconds to go.
Strazzle.
Switch
2 on
everything.
the clock. Strazzle. Fader. No good. Tice. Huge rebound.
Cannot give up offensive rebounds. That's 3 or 4 here in the fourth.
Tice has a mismatch down low. Blossom game. Feeling it from long range. Rebound and one. Diallo.
Barcelona is not boxing out. They're watching the ball go up in the air on the shot. And you see all the guys from Monaco. Look at 1, 2, 3 guys going to the basket. And Barcelona's just looking up at the ball. You have to get a body on somebody. You're not worried about jumping to get the rebound. Get the rebound on the floor if you have to, but box out. Abrina's on his 4th.
Diallo's going to take his sweet time getting to the stripe. A chance to tie it up here with a little over 5.5 to go in the fourth.
Once again, you got Sandorowski, Abrina's on 4. Brizuela sitting on 3.
First trip to the line for Diallo. And he gets it to go. He cuts into the lead. It's a 1-point game for Barcelona. Punter, this is his time.
Great movement by Barcelona.
Step up, pull up, no good. Loose ball. And a team rebound for Barcelona after it came off of Tice.
I love that offensive set by Barcelona, too. A lot of movement, everybody touching the ball. It was a good look by Brizuela. You got to take that shot. And now you got Brizuela, you got Punter, you got Jabari Parker in the game. Those are your money guys.
4.5 on the clock off the inbound underneath the bucket. Quick trigger from Parker off the front iron. Tice gathers the rebound.
Great set play. Parker needs to make that shot, man. He makes 9 out of 10 of those in practice.
Monaco with a chance to take the lead. They give it to their top scorer. Parker off to the races. Parker, was it?
Did that hit the backboard first?
Fouled, but I think it's going to be 2 shots.
Hey, man, give some love to Blossom game, man. He doesn't give up on any plays right there. He came running from way behind that play to make sure that he was there just in case there was a miss or make that block shot.
We got a timeout halfway through their lives, fighting for survival and fighting for a game 5.
Darby going through his thing again. Big free throws here by Jabari Parker.
Parker with 15 points, rattles home the first.
Next foul, Monaco into penalties, so Barca will get shots. Barca has still 1 to give halfway through this 4th quarter.
And he gets that one to go as well. 17 points for Parker. Tice, wide open. Tice, too strong, and Parra right there for the rebound. Barcelona trying to stretch it.
Need to keep them to 1 shot. They've had a tough time doing that so far in the 4th quarter.
Barca can stretch it to a 2-possession lead here.
Oh, KP was open.
He passed it up. How many times do we see that? But that's not a bad option either. Jabari Parker starting to heat up at just the right time.
KP to JP.
James, pull up, no good. got his rebound. There's Diallo, open three, open for business.
Painful, giving that offensive rebound right back to Mike James. Barcelona, Diallo finding a wide open shot. Again, you can't let him get his feet set. He's money.
Offensive board led to that which cut the lead in half. Now punter. 6 on the clock. Parker down low. James came screaming through, and that's going to send Barcelona to the line to shoot a couple.
Great hands there by Hernangomez. What he does in his lob pass, James coming from behind, he doesn't know it, but he goes up and gets it at its highest point. And that's the most important part of a big man, getting that ball and keeping it. And that was the reason why James had to foul him.
Hernangomez, a 66.7% free throw shooter. He's been to the line twice tonight. He's hit them both. Man, that first one was money. He had a monster game in game 3. He hasn't had a monster game tonight, but these are a couple of big free throws, and he's going to play some huge minutes down the stretch.
He needs a monster 3.5 minutes is what he needs. That's all he really needs right now.
Knocks them both down, and it is a 5-point game. Barcelona clinging on to this lead, clinging on for dear life. Akobo, Lloyd bounces it out off the sideline, and it's going the other way.
It's great ball movement by Monaco, too. I'm not sure why he didn't take that a little bit closer to the basket and draw the defense in or go for the layup.
35 total turnovers.
Unbelievable. It's a sloppy game, man.
It has been all... Oh, baby, watch out there. Punter. Diallo.
Keep your heads on, fellas.
Punter's just trying to establish his space. Diallo's just saying, hey.
Where's KP from? Brooklyn, man. Come on.
You know it.
It's my boy.
He knows how to stand for business, stand on business. Parker, Satoransky directing traffic. There's punter, 10 on the clock. Little over, oh, that's a loose ball there, and James is going to take a stroll down La Rambla for that finger roll on the break.
You better be careful not getting a technical review if you're Peñarroya right now.
3-point game, Barcelona leading with 3:06 to go.
You just do not see Kevin Punter be defended this well. Let's check out this Barcelona timeout right now. They did a big one coming off of that turnover.
And who was it? It was Mike James again.
James. Punter from the field.
But he still wants the ball in these situations.
Yeah, but the thing about it is the way he's been trying to get open, he has to be exhausted too. Even when he is open, he's going to be tired because he's been just dribbling it out, and they've been doing such a good job of making him go east and west. When I call east and west, I always mean sideline to sideline. They don't let him go north and south to the basket, and he tires himself out after a while. And that could come into play here in these last 3 minutes.
Hernangomez, Parra, Satoransky, Parker, and Punter on the floor for Barcelona.
And I really think at one point you need Brizuela in this game for ball handling and for the shooting.
Well, Satoransky is their distributor, one of the top men in EuroLeague. In assists per game, Parra. Hernangomez looking for the handoff. There goes Punter. Screen and roll, and now James is back on Punter. 3 on the clock. Parker in the corner. Parker with a big chance there that just rattled in and out.
How does that not go down?
Halfway in and out.
But well, Mike James's defense on Parker, man, it's so impressive.
73-70. Okobo's had a quiet night with just 6 points.
He's on 4 fouls, too.
Lefty 3 off the step back, way short. Hernangomez got tripped up as he gathered the rebound.
They don't have numbers right there because Parker was down on the ground. Smart play by Satoransky to hold this up.
They don't have to rush. They just need good looks at the bucket. Punter, Hernangomez. Oh, that was threading the needle. Parker going to the line, and he got tripped up from behind.
How did that ball get into Parker's hands?
Tice took a shot to the face, and he's still kind of, ooh, yeah, he got jacked up in the face right there. We had the perfect angle just to see how tight that pass was. That bounce pass from Hernangomez.
Well, the thing about it is, if he could go back and do it again, he'd fake it, give it to Satoransky. It was wide open because the defender committed to get that. Again, it was such a bad pass that made it that Parker didn't even have a chance. If Parker has a chance to grab that ball and get a dribble in, he's got an easy dunk. Huge free throws here for Jabari Parker.
20 points on the night for Parker. It's his series high after coming in with back-to-back games of 16 points. They were going to need somebody to lead them to a game 5, and if that's the case, it's going to be the number 22. Under 2 to go. Far from over here. Monaco's going to have something to say.
Monaco, take your time offensively. Get the ball in your hands, and James.
Okobo to Diallo.
Look at Punter and James, man.
Okobo, pull up, free throw line, too strong. Satoransky with the rebound. Huge defensive stop from Barcelona. 90 seconds left. This could cap the game. Satoransky kicks it out, turns it over.
Look at Punter. Look at Punter just facing James. He's not going to give it to him.
Okobo, Lloyd crossing over into the lane. Leaner gets the roll off the front iron.
That is a bad move. Jordan Lloyd to the basket. Knowing that they needed to score quickly, get it to one possession.
Barcelona under a minute to go, protecting a 3-point lead. Hernangomez, kick out. Para left it short in the corner, and it's gathered by Okobo.
Well, he thought about it. We were right in front of us. He thought about it too much.
You don't need a 3 just yet, but Okobo's going to try and tie it off the front iron. Lloyd chases down the long rebound. Shot clock reset to 14. Nervy moments here from the Palau. 6 on the clock. Lloyd, it's going to be all Jordan Lloyd. Pull up, too strong. Off of Jaite, and it's Barcelona ball. 27.2 to go.
Jaite had the advantage right there to get that rebound. It just came off the rim too hard. I didn't like that shot selection after they got the offensive rebound. They settled it down, took the time off the clock, but attack the basket. You said it. You don't need a 3 in this situation.
They tried the early one with Okobo, which gave them time to look for maybe a little attack of the rack, and instead Lloyd got caught.
Well, how many times have we seen in the second half where they pick up offensive rebounds, get a cutter to the basket, and get dunks out of it or easy layups? They could have done that, gone and just attack the hoop. The best time to attack the basket is once you get that offensive rebound. Let's check it the timeout. become defensive specialists against each other. We had them in the head-to-head, man, but they're shutting each other down.
They've nullified each other on the offensive end, and, well, neither of them have made much noise here in this last quarter. But here, if you're Monaco, you got a foul, right?
Barcelona's got a foul to give. No, I mean,
Barca's with the ball. Down
you got to try to
3.
trap here. You got to try to trap here early if you get them into the corners.
I mean, turnovers have been one of the stories of the game, but Parra does a good job breaking the press, kicking it out. There's Parker. Punter with a little game of keep away, and Punter had to rip it away. The whistle went. Almost a jump ball right there.
But it was obvious Punter wanted to get fouled. He wants to go to the line. He wants to finish this thing off if he can. But sometimes when you get a double team like that, you run into some trouble, and you see that could have been a jump ball.
Well, he did just enough. I think he
ripped that away. He wasn't letting anybody grab it.
He ripped it away just in the nick of time. Another half second, and that was, the thumbs were going up.
They did take a lot of time off of that clock right there. They took 13 seconds off the clock. That's not what Monaco needed. Especially now they're going to go down 2 possessions if he makes any one of these 2 free throws, if not both of them.
Punter to the line, and you knew where that one was going, right to the bottom of the net.
14.9 now. You got to be smart if you're Barcelona. You do not want to foul, put anybody on the line.
2 for 9 from the field tonight, but he's 5 for 5 from the free throw line. And this one, the biggest of the evening. All nets for KP, who's into double digits, 11 points, and a timeout coming from Coach Spanoulis.
Look, man, as soon as Jabari Park
defensive half, looking for a quick bucket. Does it have to be a 3? They'll take it if they can get it, but they need points.
I think you got to go for a 3 here. You got to find somehow to get an open look. Mike James off a back screen, but Punter is not going to let him go.
James, turnaround, fader, off the front iron, and Parra grabs the board and might have just sealed this game.
I told you Parra was going to be the guy who seals the game.
He took his sweet time, but he came in with maybe the game-sealing rebound and at the line to ice this one and force a Game 5. Joel Parra.
Nobody gave Barcelona life when they left Monaco to come home. Nobody gave this team life. They won both games during the season by 14 or 16 points, and they got beat badly in Monaco. They got beat up badly, physically, mentally, emotionally, and they come back here, and I'm telling you, this is a testament to a team that hasn't given up all year under so many difficult circumstances.
Strazel from long range, too strong. Rebound kept alive. Punter's there, and Barcelona holds serve on their home court. We're going back to the Principality for Game 5.